All right, so I'm about to tell my story on how I had got the virus, right? So I'm gonna take it way back when I was like around, I believe 18 or 19 years old. And me and this dude, right? I'm not gonna say no names or nothing like that. But me and this dude, we was real fucking close, like since we was teenagers, right? I was his first love, he was mine, or whatever, you know. I just know that we loved each other very much, right? So he ended up getting out of jail around this particular time. Like, remind you, like, we always was on and off with each other. We was always on and off. He'll go his way for a minute, I'll go my way. He ended up having a baby by somebody, I end up having my baby by somebody, you know what I'm saying? And then we came back to each other, right? So this particular time, he was locked up, and then he ended up getting out, right? Now him and my brother is real close. So when he got out, my brother must have went over there and kicked it with him. So instantly my brother called me, because I felt like my brother always wanted us to be with each other. Well, especially around that time, because he knew that the dude could provide, and he was a hustler. He was always, you know, with my brother and shit. So all right, cool. My brother ended up calling me, you know what I'm saying, and he was like, yo Rand, guess who out? And I was like, who out? You know what I'm saying? Then he told me the person, and I was like, shut up, yeah, right. I said, okay, I'm about to come over there. So I end up going over there. Boom, as soon as I seen them, I hugged them, gave him a hug, we chopped it up, you know what I'm saying? We were just so happy to see each other. We went in the house, we kicked it or whatever. But his baby mama came, right? He just had a little baby girl, whatever, not too long ago. So anyway, she ended up popping up. So I'm like, oh shit, like the baby mama here, I'm about to go. So I end up about to leave. My brother had my mama car, so he was like, yeah, Rand, here, boo, you know, you can take the car and go home, and I'll find a ride. All right, cool, boom. So I end up getting in the car, I drove home. So then later on that night or whatever, he ended up calling me, I guess when the baby mama left or whatever, I don't know. But he ended up calling me and all that type of stuff. And then we got to kicking it. Later on, not that night, but just, you know, a little months went by. We've been kicking it. You know what I'm saying? We was kicking it tough. We was hanging out. You know, we got the, you know, fucking around. So not once have he ever mentioned to me that he had HIV. I don't care. Like, I don't remember that at all. I don't never ever remember him mention that to me, you know, because that's just something that you will remember. Now I do remember him saying that he had sickle cell, and how I remember that was because that was the first time I really heard about sickle cell. Like, so, you know, that shit will really stick in your head. But anyway, so I'm like, oh, all right, you know, I'm like, you got sickle cell, whatever the fuck, you know, that don't matter, you know, I love you for you. Like that. That's what I remember. So months and months go by. We was fucking around continuously. Boom, I end up getting pregnant, right? So then when I end up getting pregnant, y'all, I ain't have no signs of anything. Like, when I found out I was pregnant, you know, they do the little tests on you and stuff like that, test you for everything, but I guess it wasn't in my blood right then and there, you know. Yeah, it wasn't in my blood, so I was fine. So I was doing fine, you know what I'm saying, yada yada yada. So I'm gonna fast forward it a little bit. I would say, like, when I got to 7-8 months, that's when I got a bad ass flu, right? I ended up getting sick real bad. Like, it was so terrible, y'all. People be like COVID was bad. I never had COVID, but it probably could have been like that, you know. It was just so bad, and I had thrush in my mouth, and I had hives all over my body. I was pregnant, and I was going through that, but I still didn't understand what was going on with me. I just assumed that I was sick, you know. I had a flu. And y'all, I remind you, like, I was what, 19 or 19 around this time, or 20, like that. So I just didn't know, y'all. So I ended up going to the hospital, getting that checked out. They diagnosed me with the flu because they end up giving me some some Tamiflu type shit. I don't know. So boom. After that was gone. It lasted a minute. So we still ain't think nothing of it. Mind you, me and the nigga, he ain't never mentioned nothing the whole time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta say this because I never really understood why you know, he never talked about it. You know what I'm saying? Because for number one, I feel like that is some serious shit you kick it with your partner with. Like, cause me, like, I'm different. I don't know. When I first found out about it, like, nigga, I was telling everybody, y'all. Like, everybody. And I was so fucking young. Like, you just don't know. It just fucked up my life and my mind at the time. You know, I'm better now, but around that time or whatever, it just messed up my mind, you know. And I just don't understand. Like, I was telling so many people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. Don't get me wrong, because I just said it in my last video. I understand why people don't say anything, because motherfuckers judge you so fast. But what I'm saying is, when it comes down to anything like that, I have to tell my partner. You know what I'm saying? Like I have dated a couple people, regular people. You know what I'm saying? And I always kept it 100 with them. Period. And they choose to fuck with me or not. And they good, you know what I'm saying? One of them married, got kids, all that type of shit. Never had nothing. You know what I'm saying? The other one too. Like, so all I'm saying is just how you do stuff. Yeah, I just feel like you give that person a choice. But anyway, all right, back to the story. So, yeah, okay, so time, you know, I got over my little flu or whatever the fuck that I had, right? So I got over that. I end up having my son March 19th, right? Now, when I had my baby, when I had my middle son or whatever, he came out big as fuck, y'all. He was 8 pounds, 15 ounces. What? God was with me. He was healthy as fuck. Like, he was good. They did all the tests on him. He was good. Ain't God good? God good. Okay, so, boom. So he was good. All right. So now, you know, we go home. I'm taking care of the baby. Yada, yada, yada. Now it's some months flew past, right? So my baby got to be like 5 or 6 months now, right? So this one night, the nigga was out. I call him like, hey, babe, you know what I'm saying? When you coming home? Oh, yeah, I'll be home, such and such. I'm like, all right, you know, just, all right, come home. Boom, time was going by. 11 o'clock passed, 12 o'clock passed. The nigga went home, 1 o'clock passed. I end up calling him again. Send me straight to voicemail. Really? So then I end up calling again. Send me straight to voicemail. All right, so now I'm pissed, because off top, I'm like, yeah, he with a bitch, right? He with a bitch. That nigga still, you know, cheating, doing what the fuck he doing. So I'm up, you know, the baby sleep. I'm just up around the house just looking. I couldn't go to fucking sleep because I knew he was up to no good. I knew he was doing dumb shit. So I end up, God told me, I keep on saying something told me, but God told me. So God told me to look through, you know, he had a box full of papers. You know, the niggas know, like, when they get locked up, or the bitches know too, like, when you get locked up and you go to prison and then you come home with all your stuff and he never took it out or whatever, but they just give you a big ass box full of your papers and all the shit up in there. Okay, boom. So something just told me to look through that. So I end up looking through that. You know what I'm saying? Just on some bullshit. Boom. I ran across the his records. You know what I'm saying? It was like some medical records. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get to looking. All right. And then I seen, you know, boom, tested for HIV, positive. My heart dropped. No bullshit. So me not really knowing, I'm like, damn, like, is this real? You know what I'm saying? So instantly, because we were staying with my mom at the time, right? My mama had this big ass house on Burton. So it looked like, I ain't gonna lie, it looked like 2 apartments. Like, one upstairs, that's what we had, because it had a kitchen, it had a bathroom, all that, a bedroom up there, and then downstairs that was you know, where she was at. So it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Nigga, I run downstairs. I go to my mom. I'm like, Mom, get up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to see something like that. And she was like, what? You know, like what? And I was like, Mom, I need you to read this. Like, what this say? Like that. So my mama ended up getting up, you know, put on her glasses, which so she ended up put on her glasses and she was reading it. She was like, dang, Tank, because that's what she called me. But she was like, dang, Tank, like, well, say that he got HIV like that. She said, but just relax, you know what I'm saying? Bottom line, she was just like, just relax, chill, you know what I'm saying? Like, call the health department or whatever. It's right there on Fuller clinic where everybody go to get tested. It was like, just call them early in the morning and we can go up there. All right, bet, nigga. When I tell y'all I could not sleep, I was up just mind going. Matter of fact, I don't even think I went to sleep, to be honest. So boom, it was early in the morning, 7 o'clock came around, 8 o'clock. I think it was 8 o'clock when they opened. I end up calling them ASAP. I'm like, nigga, like, I need to be seen ASAP. So boom, me and my mom, it was just us, we end up going up there. So then she came, they came and called my name and stuff like that. So I went in the back. They took my blood. When they did I think she did a prick. I'm so sorry, y'all, it's so long ago. I think she did the prick first, right? I think Tanya did the prick first, and then it showed up there because it showed up fast. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, yes. She was like, I'm sorry, Dorianda, like, you diagnosed with HIV. Mind you, I've been calling this nigga. All morning. He had to have like 60 missed calls from me. No bullshit. But whatever. So now they want to do, you know what I'm saying, just to make sure, because you know sometimes that should be fucking up. They could say that you got something and you don't. So now I'm going to the back where they give you the blood drawn, like on your arm. So now by this time when I'm sitting down, he called me instantly. I instantly was like, you gave me HIV? He like, his exact words, I would never forget, but his exact words was like, huh? What? How? And I'm like, but you know how. Now remind you, since I'm reacting the way I'm reacting, they record me in there, right? Because you know that's a crime anyways. You know, I never follow pursuit. I never went down there personally and pressed charges. No, them motherfuckers picked it up because they I was so loud up in there, y'all. Like, I ain't even go front. I was loud. Everybody heard me. I was hurt, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm telling the truth. So I'm like, you know, how the fuck you get that? Blah, blah, blah. So I hang up on them. She end up doing the test or whatever. I think she said that we had to leave and they'll call me with the results or some shit like that. I don't, just to make sure or whatever. But she was like, until then, you know, you got to get on these meds, blah, blah, blah. She sent me to the place where I still go to this day. You know what I'm saying? I've been there for forever. When I left the doctor's office or whatever, I end up going home and stuff. We all had a meeting at my house or whatever. And so my family came over. I ended up telling my close family, you know, my cousins, everybody. I ended up telling everybody that was close to me. And everybody was mad at him for a while, to the point to where they didn't want me around him. And cool. So I stayed away from him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But then I end up getting back with him. He was apologizing to me. Now, at this time, though, when we did link back up, he was on a run because the marshal came after that ass. The marshal picked up my case, you know what I'm saying? Because they heard me up in the up in the clinic, you know what I'm saying, the health department, they, you know, seen that. And the nurses must have reported it, though, too. You know what I'm saying? So they end up doing that. And, so now he was on a run, basically. And he was on the news and all that type of stuff. So then even after that, though, he ended up going to jail. Oh no, let me say this though, right? Because even though everything happened what it happened, how it happened, he ended up, you know, telling me, like, you know what I'm saying, like, can you drop the charges or whatever? Can you try to? And me being young and dumb, I'm like, yeah, okay, you know what I'm saying, but I won't. Yeah, I was young and dumb, because now that I'm looking back on shit, trust me, I would have did it totally different. You know what I'm saying? Not to say how it would have went down. I don't know how it would have went down, but it wouldn't have went down like that, right? So I remember this though, right, y'all? I end up going back. This how I know they don't play about that shit. I went back into the health department, right? And I was trying to change my story around. They took me in the back, the same room that I got tested in. They took me in the back. I tried to switch my story around. I bullshit you not. That lady, she had everything written on paper, like type. It seemed like the whole day when I was in there, like they was typing everything I said word from word. I swear to God, like, you just do not know. And it's crazy though, because I wanted to get that paper. Because me and him, we used to go back and forth. I won't say around that time, but later, like now, like nowadays or whatever, when we talk about it, because now he be talking about it more. And yes, I'm gonna say now, because we have a son together, and I will say our relationship is very much cordial, you know, like we cool, it's no beef or whatever. I forgave, I moved on, you know what I'm saying? But now he be like, I told you, and I tried to tell you, and I'm like, dude, like, no, you didn't. I was trying to call them and get that paper, y'all, and I was this close to getting it, but they told me, like, after a certain amount of years, you know what I'm saying, they throw your stuff out, you know what I'm saying, whatever that they had on file at the healthcare department, they don't have it no more of me, because, you know, I wasn't going there a lot. I just went there for that. So I couldn't get it. I was trying to get the proof too, and just so I could show him, like, dude, you know what I'm saying, I know what was said. But yeah, he ended up doing like some time, and then it was people was coming out too. It was like 2 other women that was saying it, but they remain anonymous or whatever. So they didn't want to get exposed, and I don't blame them. So they end up dropping or whatever, drop it out of the case or whatever. So he ended up pleading guilty to me. He pled guilty to me. He took a plea deal. So he pled guilty to me, and he did like 10 months, you know what I'm saying? Then he got out. And then when he got out or whatever, I still ended up being with the dude. And that didn't turn out well, because he still took me through hell after that. But yeah, but out of all that bullshit that I went through though, y'all, yeah, just know I went through hell and back. And I want to say this though too, I really do regret coming out like that. Like, if I happen to come out, I would just tell my partners, the world don't have to know, you know what I'm saying? And to, you know, correct anybody, we do have our own rights. The undetectable people, whether you like it or not. Now, this is the honest truth. It is Michigan law. I don't know about nowhere else, but it is Michigan law. If we're undetectable, boo, we don't have to tell you shit. We don't. That's just the law. If they're undetectable, which means that they can't pass anything to you, not at all. Not even if they get into a fucking blood fight with you. Like, there's no possible way you can get it. So that means they have their right to not to tell you. Don't fight me. I'm just a messenger. That's just the law. Me, on the other hand, like I said, I'm not really a secretive person. I have to, especially with my partner or somebody I'm dating, I'm going to be honest with them. But it's some people that don't have to. So yeah, I just got to put that out there, because everybody be like, oh no, they have to, and people be wanting people to expose their business, and I'm like, calm the fuck down, because we don't have to tell y'all shit. Undetectable people don't have to tell y'all shit if they don't want to. They don't. So if I was y'all, I would just start checking motherfuckers my chart. That's gonna be your best bet.